So we're definitely zeroing in here on people who are dodging their dog license fees, but we haven't found all of them yet. Specifically, we've identified people like Benjamin Goslin, for example, who has a dog that he's treated for rabies, but he hasn't paid a license fee for that dog. But it's possible, if you think about the logic of what we've done here, it's possible for somebody to say, have a dog that they have both licensed and treated for rabies, but now suppose that dog has puppies. Now they've got maybe 7 or 8 puppies that they want to sell, and they want to sell those puppies already, as already having had their rabies shots, but they don't really want to pay to license those puppies yet because they're only going to own them for a little while. So why not go ahead and sell them without paying the license fee? Well, that would be fine, except that that's not what the law allows in Metroville. So there could be folks like that, and the way to find them is to actually compare the number of people, the number of dogs that they have on the rabies treatment list with the number of dogs that they have on the license list. And Access will let us do that using a couple of additional features here. Again, we're going to use a query, so I'm going to start with create and query design right here. And I'm going to put up the 2 tables we're going to be using, the dog license data table and the rabies vaccine records table. There and there. And close that out. And again, I'm going to match them up by the fields that match. Here's owner first name, owner last name, and of course address. All right. And let's see, to set up this query, I'm going to look at people who are on our rabies vaccination records list. I'm going to look at them by first of all whether they're licensed or whether they have whether their name appears on both lists. This is the variable we created in an earlier video. Also going to look at them by first name and last name and address. I'm going to have these things in the report. And then I'm going to put in the number of dogs they have treated from the rabies list and the number of dogs they have licensed from the license list, just like that. And then finally, I'm going to have Access do a little math. I'm going to have Access subtract the number of licensed dogs from the number of treated dogs. And this will pick up those folks, there are a few of them in the database, who have dogs that they've treated but haven't licensed. So here's how you do it. You indicate a name for the variable that you're going to create. Let's call this untreated dogs. Okay, and then I'm going to type a colon, just like that, a little space, and a left bracket, and type the name of the variable, the first variable that I want involved in the operation. That would be dogs treated from the rabies vaccine records list here. And now a right bracket, just like that. And then a minus sign, because that's the mathematical operation I want to do here. And then another left bracket. And subtract from that the number of licensed dogs. And another right bracket. Okay, so I'm having Access do some math here. And I'm going to press enter. Okay. And a couple more things. Let's have it sort by this this mathematical operation we're doing. This is just like a sort in a spreadsheet. It's going to order these values from lowest to highest or highest to lowest. We're going to be interested in highest to lowest here to put those who have the highest number of unlicensed dogs. I just realized I named this incorrectly. I'm going to fix it on the fly here. Unlicensed dogs. It's going to put the number of the highest number of unlicensed dogs at the top of the list. Okay. And one more thing I want to do. I want to go back over here to the beginning where I have our license variable and have it show only those folks who are flagged as yes, as being in the license database. We already know who's in the rabies database, but nowhere in the license database. Okay, so I think we're all set. Let's run this and see what we get. And there we go. All right, so we've got, try to get all this on the screen. We've got Ashley Weeks here, who has 1 licensed dog, but 8 treated dogs, but only 1 licensed dog. So she has 7 unlicensed dogs. Below her, we've got an Allison Carlisle, who also has 7, and then a Keith Bynum, who has 7 unlicensed dogs, and a Lindsay Kopecki, who has 6, and so forth. And we got some folks here who just have 1 unlicensed dog, and then most people are doing what they're supposed to do. They have no unlicensed dogs. So there we've used a couple of additional features of Access. We've done mathematical operations and sorting now to catch these folks. So let's save this query. Give it a name. We're on step 4. And let's call this counts of unlicensed dogs. Just like that. Okay, and we'll see what we can do after this.